Hello everybody, welcome back. Well, that was an eventful moment in history, wasn't it? And there's something to take from that, which is pump and dumps are not the answer. The answer would really lie in this chart that we're looking at here. So if you notice, I'm actually using Bityard at the moment because I'm planning on doing some scalping, and I much prefer this for quick trading than Bybit and Binance. So there's links for you below on this one. There's actually some decent freebies for you to sign up, and there's a demo account as well. So if you're new to leverage trading, you can actually play around on the demo account until you get your bearings with how to go about using leverage. But that said, let's have a look at what's gone on here. So first of all, this is XRP on the daily, not looking at all happy, but I suppose it was a relatively predictable outcome for this whole scenario, this whole setup, right? So for the last, we'll call it 3 days, through the weekend, it's been gaining momentum because of that pump and dump group, right? So with every 1,000 people that enter it, there's more money from those 1,000 people going into the trade. It builds up a giant momentum and an enormous pool of liquidity, of enormous pool of basically money. And because people had the heads up that there was an event going to happen on Monday, what that also did was allowed people to make a reasonable bet that they could perhaps maybe use some leverage. All right, that's what I did. I attached some leverage to my position because I assumed that, you know, as I saw the group grow, that it was likely to gain a momentum. So I took a low leveraged long on this one. And again, low leverage, you know, and I wrote that one up. Now, if I did it and a few 100,000 people did it, what that means is that by the time we get to the top here, there's going to be a lot of people in a lot of profit. So what you're supposed to do when you make profit, when it's unrealized profit, you have an option, don't you? You have an option to either let it ride, or you have an option to take some or all of it. It turns out that the best way to take profit is when there's one moment in time where many people have been told to press a buy button. All right, this adds an enormous amount of liquidity. A massive sum of money would have flown into this account, and into this exchange, into all exchanges, into this asset at within a few seconds. Everybody pressing that button, which meant that for all of those who have built up their profits, their unrealized profits, they would be able to dump into those people. I don't believe that this is the sneakiness of an exchange. I also don't believe that it's the whales that were getting their own back. I don't believe in any of this conspiracy about this. This, I suppose, was an inevitable outcome to that. All right, if all these people over the last few days had used leverage, or even not, they found themselves to be in profit, probably over 100% or more. What are you going to do? All right, human nature. All right, we are, I suppose, ingrained to be greedy, and as much as we try and fight that, we can't, because it's ingrained into us. So there would have been some people who, I suppose, front-run the whole scenario, which is what happened. So before the actual buy zone, the buy moment, everyone was dumped into already, liquidating the long positions that had been taken up too late. And then when it came to that moment in time when it was time to press the button, it showed not to have the momentum that it should have done, because everybody had been doing it way before that. I'd probably say, I can't give you a statistic, but I would expect from what we saw, 95% of the people who were in that group who wanted to do this had already put their position on long and long ago, and were already in significant profit way before it was time to press that button. And so when the button was pressed and the move was underwhelming, it was time to call it a day, and that's what happened. There's nothing sneaky about this. This is what will happen if this sort of thing continues. When you look at the doji move, right? The doji move was a statement, just like the Wall Street bets was a statement. But out of all those success stories that you hear, and how happy some people were, and how much money some people made, where do you think that money's come from? It's come from some people who basically sold it. You know, they bought that doji coin from you at a very high value, and now they're stuck in it. So there's a lot of horror stories for every rosy outcome. All right, that's basically what this whole situation of trading is. It's an exchange. I'll sell you an XRP token for this value because I don't think it's going to go up anymore. Someone buys it off me because they think it will go up. So it's an exchange. You know, it's an agreement. If you can understand that and accept that, then you can't complain with what has just happened, because that's basically what's happened. All right, it was manipulated from the outset, from the ground up, from the retailers. It was manipulated. All right, so fair enough. You have to accept it for what it is. So anyway, I'm on here, I'm waiting for a trading range. That's what I'm looking to do, and I'm going to be scalping this for as long as I can, because I would expect that the volatility is going to be pretty decent. So I'm going to be doing some nice scalping on Bityard. I'm waiting for the 15-minute chart to settle. It doesn't look like it's going to settle anytime soon. We're broken beneath all major moving averages. I prefer to scalp on a 15-minute chart. Looks like we're going to come down. So if we're looking at it on the 15-minute chart here, you know, and we're broken beneath all of these, what have we got left? A half-hour chart. Let's have a look at that. Well, technically, it looks as though it wants to be respected, but we're not finding any bounces, so it's no opportunity at the moment to scalp. We're probably going to have to wait this one out for the rest of the day. Hourly, what do we have on the hourly? Again, looks like it's still in free fall. 4 hourly, right? So this is where things start to get a bit more interesting. So on the 4 hourly, what we see is we still have a bullish setup, right? Still bullish on the 4 hourly for the moment. And what I mean by that is we had this golden cross. We have moving averages, you know, technically in the right formation. They might not be there for very long, but we are holding right in the center, right in the middle of the Bollinger Band. So there is an opportunity that this could actually continue on the way up. I'm not even joking when I say that. There is an opportunity for it to move on the way up. But for the moment, there's no range established. This is our first opportunity for a bounce, and so far it's pretty underwhelming considering how far we've fallen. It's a 7% move. Considering we've fallen, what would this be, a 35% move? 40%, so it's about, yeah, it's more than that. Pretty underwhelming. So in my opinion, I think the best thing to do is to wait this one out. If this area breaks, then we will come down a lot further and quite a bit harder. I think over time, what's going to happen with this is that it will find its way back to the 200 exponential moving average, which is what I was saying yesterday. Now, I didn't call this move at all. What I did say is that I gave two examples, one with Bitcoin, one with PNT, and I said, look, when these sort of things happen, what eventually will happen is that it will find its way back into its natural rhythm. So maybe this has offset the unnatural rhythm that took place after the FUD, and maybe it can find itself reaccumulating, you know, around this area, above and below the 200 exponential moving average. That's the best that we can hope for. That's the best I would hope for, and that's actually what I would want, because I'm a believer in the long-term chart analysis that I did of the XRP market cycle. I do believe in that. I believe that this one will rise again towards the end of this year, end of the third quarter into the fourth quarter. That's how the market cycle is designed. Well, not designed, but that's how it played out previously. And for these last 3 and a bit years, it's been playing out exactly the same, mirror image basically. So I am a believer in it, and in that respect, I will say that I would be very, very, very confident to say that we will come back down to the 200 exponential, wherever that may be, currently around about 31.5 cents, and we will reaccumulate there like we should have been doing anyway. You know, we were supposed to come down there after this move, and we were brought down way, way harder because of this whole SEC business. Now we've been burst right above it, and we will come back down to test it, just as we did on this move here, and we reaccumulated on it here, just as we were held below it on all these other moving averages here. So it wants to hug and kiss and touch that 200 exponential moving average. Let's allow it to do it this time, alright? No more of this crazy mad pump and dump stuff. It was a good laugh, we enjoyed it for what it was worth, but let's not make a habit of doing this kind of thing. That's not how XRP will make a new all-time high. It will not do it through any form of manipulation. It will do it naturally through its own market cycle, which is predetermined, in my opinion, predetermined to do that towards the end of this year. Alright? So we'll leave it with you there. But yeah, thank you for watching. Join my Telegram, it's free. If you want to learn more about trading or access to 2 live streams a week, join my Patreon. And if you want to set up Bityard and get yourself some leverage trading skills on the demo account, or just go straight in head first, there's links below for that as well. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.